This video was made possible by Gamersgate.com. Download games anytime, anywhere. Skip it up and that up! I'm going to start off this video by saying this. I got all of this information from very, very reliable sources, okay? I'm just going to call them little birds. I can't even give you their gender. Because if you found out any information about them, or if a big company found out any information, they would be screwed and blacklisted, and I would be screwed along with them. But I can give the information out. Some of it could be inaccurate, but from the sources that I got it from, I don't think they are, but I'm saying that more so just as a disclaimer. I hope everything I say is inaccurate, because everything I'm about to tell you sucks royally. But I have some very, very interesting news about Sony and Microsoft's next-gen systems, and to be honest, it isn't good news. So we all heard the, sob story as to why Watch Dogs was delayed, and that Ubisoft wanted to give us the best experience possible. Well, this bird told me the real reason why Watch Dogs is delayed. The Xbox One network systems are months away from working correctly, and since Watch Dogs is online in a major way, Ubisoft decided to hold off until both systems had updates to stabilize the online networks, which this also explains why The Crew, Drive Club for the PS4, it explains why those games were delayed as well. Because the networks on both the PS4 and Xbox One right now are in shambles. Now you're probably thinking, why is the PS4 network in shambles? I'll get to that one last, because you're going to shit when you find out why. Now this one's actually been kind of out there, but I don't think people are paying attention to it because there's an onslaught of so much other news. But you know about the PS4 trade-up program, right? If you have a PS3, you buy like Assassin's Creed 4, for example, you could only spend $10 more and get the PS4 version. Yay! There's a catch, though. You can never trade in your PS3 version of Assassin's Creed 4 or any game you use for the trade-up program, because you have to keep the disc of the PS3 version to play the upgraded PS4 version. You have to install you have to put your PS3 disc in the PS4 Blu-ray drive to play the upgraded version. So if you upgrade your game, you better plan on keeping that game forever, because you won't be able to trade it in, because you won't be able to play the upgraded version unless you have the original PS3 disc. That's not a horrible thing, but it's somewhat misleading that hasn't been more known that that's how that feature works. Dead Rising 3, this info is short and sweet. To keep it as a launch game for the Xbox One, they got rid of key online features because, once again, the Xbox One Xbox Live experience is gimped right now because they have to do a total overhaul of it due to the fact they got rid of DRM. So Dead Rising 3 is not going to be the game it should have been due to the fact that they can't implement all the online features. Now, you know about the whole debacle with Call of Duty Ghosts, how it's supposedly 1080p on the PS4 and only 720p on the Xbox One. Well, I have some bad news for all the guys who were hating on the Xbox One, but it's going to be 720p on both the PS4 and Xbox One. And you want to know why? Again, is because the online features of both the PS4 and Xbox One versions of Call of Duty Ghosts is GIMP because their network infrastructures are totally screwed up right now. So to make the game, I guess, somewhat playable online, they had to cut the resolution down to 720p on both the PS4 and Xbox One versions of Call of Duty Ghosts. Hot damn. Also about Call of Duty Ghosts, this information is somewhat shaky, I will admit that. I'm just letting you know. But I'm hearing also from reliable sources that Call of Duty Ghosts for the Wii U will run at native 1080p. That could be wrong, but that's what I'm hearing. Wouldn't that be some shit? It's 720p on the PS4 and Xbox One, and it's native 1080p on the Wii U. Talk about irony there. And last but not least, are you sitting down for this one? Did you take a big dump recently? Because after I tell you what you're about to hear, you're going to shit. So if you have to go to the bathroom. Okay, I'll stop delaying this and building it up and being melodramatic. Sony, we all know, if you've been reading on GameStop and other websites, or GameSpot, excuse me, they're going to have a day one patch for the PS4. I'm not going to list all the features, honestly, until they enable capturing on the PS4. Most of the features they talked about, I don't give a shit. But there's one feature they're actually disabling with that patch. You want to take a guess what it is? I'll give you a second to think about it. DRM! They were going to do the same thing Microsoft did, but when they saw the negative reaction Microsoft got to their DRM policies with the Xbox One, they kept it under wraps. And they made it like they were going to be, we're for the gamer. Here's how you trade your games. And they handed a game to each other. They were rubbing each other's asses, making it seem like Sony's always been for the gamer. When the whole time, they actually built the PlayStation Network for the PS4 to be built around DRM, just like the Xbox One. And that's why there's going to be network issues on the PS4 with PSN when it drops on November 15th. Because they have to rebuild the entire network because they based the original PSN network for the PS4 around DRM, just like Xbox One did, but they kept it under wraps because they saw the negative reaction that Microsoft was receiving. I shit you not. So what are my thoughts on all this information? Well, I hope the sources that I have are wrong. I don't think they are. If I let you know what they are, you wouldn't think they were either. You'd probably be like, oh, hell, Rich, this is definitely all going to happen. It'll all come to fruition and all true. But I hope they're wrong. Because most of what I told you, if not all of what I told you, sucks terribly. Also, this is going to be, if this is all true and all comes to fruition, this is going to be the messiest console next generation launch ever. It's going to be a disaster. Basically, we're going to get our PS4s and Xbox Ones, and all they're going to do is play single-player campaigns pretty much, and barely go online. And they're trying very hard to keep this all under wraps right now. That's why I have to keep everything like kind of theoretical and vague, because if I start naming sources, I'll have my channel taken down in 3 seconds. Also, too, I'll end this video on this note. For everyone that was defending Sony, saying, look, they're still a corporation, Rich, but they're more for the gamer. My ass. I hope this isn't true about them. But at the end of the day, they wanted to do the whole DRM thing too. More than likely. It's almost guaranteed, I should say. It's all about the almighty dollar. That's why I have no solidarity to any corporation, even outside of gaming. I do what's best for me, and you should too, because they don't care about you. They'll pretend to get your dollar, but they really don't. Sony swept it under the rug because they saw, like I just said earlier in the video, this is like the third time I'm saying it, they saw the negative feedback that Microsoft received. So they wanted to seem like the heroes who were offering you a cheaper, more powerful system that wouldn't restrict you. When they wanted to actually include a camera that would have made their system $499, and they wanted to include DRM and implement it just like Microsoft did. They were going to do all the same shit. It is what it is, man. I hope my sources are wrong, and I hope I'm wrong about everything I just told you. But we'll find out in less than a month when the PS4 and Xbox One are officially launched in the States. This is Richard Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.